No i po prostu sobie tutaj pobadam te wszystkie miejscówki. Weźmy wszystko. Dla potomnych. Na wypadek, gdyby inicjatywa zakończyła się fiaskiem. Nexus to istny cyrk na kółkach. Nie podoba mi się sposób działania Tana. Jak na dłoni widać, że gardzi kroganinami. Uważam, że ma dobre intencje, ale to oportunista. Okej. Jeszcze muszę się nauczyć tych wszystkich postaci. Będę wam pokazywał tekst, czytał fragment ewentualnie. Zresztą sobie sam czytam na szybko. Bo jednak czas leci, czas leci.
I know the Hyperion docking unannounced caused some switches to blow. That's fine. I don't care. We know the problem is more widespread.
Okej, co powiesz?
There you are. Hope the others haven't been giving you a hard time. There's a lot that needs doing. At least with the Hyperion hooked up and feeding us power, my team and I can get more work done.
What kind of work do you do as superintendent?
I was part of the team that originally designed and built this place. I keep the station functional, or as functional as possible, considering.
When we left the Milky Way, the Krogan were still dealing with the genophage.
Right. The genophage. A little
właśnie,
gift to our
Solarian.
people from the Solarians thousands of years ago. That sterility virus they infected us with left most of our children stillborn. Only 1 in 1000 survive.
No właśnie, też to było coś, co mnie zdziwiło, że Salarianie i Kroganie na jednym statku. Że oni tam się dosłownie nienawidzili.
No wonder your people have such a problem with Solarians.
Some wounds never heal. Not that my ancestors didn't provoke it. They did try to conquer the galaxy. The Solarians were forced to respond. And it's not fair to blame it all on them either. The Solarians developed the virus, but it was the Turians who deployed it. I'm hoping that's all in the past. Plenty of blame to go around, but Andromeda is about new beginnings. My people need that.
No tak, ale Salarianie stworzyli Krogan, z tego co pamiętam. Znaczy, w sensie przyspieszyli ich ewolucję, żeby ich wykorzystać do walki z tym rojem, co tam był. Nie pamiętam jak oni... Ankarami? Nie pamiętam, ale to było też w Mass Effectie 1 i chyba w trójce poruszane tematy. I potem Kroganie przestali być potrzebni, nagle Salarianie się skapnęli, doszło do buntu Kroganów, no i sterylizacja.
What about the Krogan here in Andromeda?
There's no cure for it. But my clan was starting to show mutation against the virus.
Aha.
A natural defense. During the trip to get here, Krogan underwent gene therapies to enhance the mutation while we were in stasis.
So you used those 600 years to your advantage. Gave the adaptation more time to develop.
Yeah. It's still early, but I think we made a dent. Our scientists say we've improved viability to almost 4%, which is a lot better than what we had. Beyond all the statistics, it means more Krogan children will live. It's the only way my people have a future out here.
No, coś z tym jest.
What sort of problems have you seen on the Nexus?
Situation's gone to shit pretty much sums it up. There's arcs missing. Some idiots tried to mutiny and take over, then more idiots offended my clan, so they left. And to top it all off, the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, was killed.
Naprawdę?
What happened to Jean Garson?
Killed in the Scourge disaster. Her and a bunch of the other leaders. Tan might know more.
And I thought the Hyperion had it bad when we arrived. Anything else?
The outposts aren't happening because we don't have resources or people, so Addison's more uptight than ever. And let's not forget how badly the station was damaged on arrival. But that's a detail, according to some. My team and I are repairing what we can. If we don't get materials soon, things will go downhill. Fast.
Okej.
I noticed there aren't a lot of Krogan around.
You haven't spoken to number 8 yet, have you?
Nie.
Number 8?
Tan. Ask him why most of my people left. He'll have opinions. I can tell you this much. When the mutiny happened, a deal was made. My clan were supposed to settle matters and, in return, get more say in the initiative.
Why do you call Tan 8?
Because he was 8th in line to take over the Andromeda initiative. I like to remind him of that now and then. Keep him humble.
Did the deal go through?
The clan held up their part, but Tan had a meltdown when he found out we wanted more say around here. Then Addison's assistant, Spender, pretended he never made the deal in the first place. It was a mess, but I don't blame my people for walking out. We're done being used.
No, racja. Kroganie to na razie wszystko.
Nothing more for now.
Later.
Kroganie po prostu mieli toczyć wojnę za Asari i innych. Tu mamy chyba handlarz... O, handlarz bronią już?
Weapons and stuff. I got you covered. Use the console to take a look through what I got. It'd be a lot easier if I weren't missing half my stock.
Okej, jasna sprawa, skąd te ceny?
You got it. Shop till you drop. Here I
Czy to
come.
jest zrozumiałe?
That's fine. Hey, wait. Please don't drop anything you bought from me, okay? Tam would have my head if anything happened to you on my account.
Boże, nawet nie chcę mi się tego ogarniać. Przedmioty handlarza. Soku, omniostrze, 2, katana, żmija. Dobra, krzyżowiec. Na razie i tak nie ma zamiaru nic kupować. Tak się rozglądam. Aha, czyli to samo. Rozglądamy się po prostu na razie po stacji. Monitoring. Ocena szkód. To już wam to puszczam, żebyście sobie przeczytali. No, wszystkiego na głos nie będę. O Boże, ile tego tu jest. Nie, dobra. Wygnańcy, to jeszcze to. Ja nam to trochę sytuację nakreśla. Co my tu jeszcze znajdziemy? O czym się dowiemy? Tak naprawdę, bo mogą nam przecież tutaj nie mówić całej prawdy. Może to oni są buntownikami.
Toxic. What if they store oxygen in porous tissue, like Quiro's rockfish?
I still reckon they had breather gear stowed in that armor.
Perhaps both. Life is infinitely adaptable, as our expedition proves.
Okej, chwilę ich posłuchaliśmy.
You must be the Pathfinder. Wonderful. You and your Sam are exactly what we need.
Thanks, Mr.
Professor Herrick, my colleagues and I will work with your Sam and the data you gather to solve Andromeda's scientific mysteries.
What fields do you study?
Eric's into life sciences. I do planetary geology, oceanography, rocks and runoff. Aradana's the space and math whiz.
Not that we've had much to study, with everyone cooped up for 14 months.
But your data on the Scourge flows like poetry. Now we can better advise on repairing the damage it caused.
And maybe Addison will give us a real workspace. Who can think with all this racket?
Okej, pani od Asari, Aridana.
Pathfinder, we've had some trouble.
No, słucham.
Anything I can help with?
Perhaps. I discharged an away team to get readings from a section of the Scourge that was behaving anomalously. They haven't reported in for some time, and sensors can't locate their shuttle. I sent them out there. Good, dedicated people. I fear what might have happened to them.
Don't give up hope. When I'm out there, I'll see if I can find them.
Their friends and family will want to know what's happened, and I need to know.
Okej, kolejne zadanie dostaliśmy.
Hi,
Lukan.
Pathfinder. Want to hit some rocks for science?
Wchodzę w to.
Absolutely. What do you need?
Sam and I used your scans and made a VI for geophysics surveys. Beta builds on the console there. Test it out in the field, and I'll wrangle you a consultant's bonus from Director Addison. How's that sound?
Brzmi wyjebiście. Skorzystaj z terminala. Gdzie jest ten terminal? To się chyba coś popsuło. Geophysical V, wersja beta. Okej. Porozmawiam z dyrektorem Tanem. Okej. No cóż, nam zostało chyba tylko rozmowa, bo teraz jesteśmy tutaj po drugiej stronie. Aż tu widzę, że też jakieś medyczne centrum. Biuro milicji.
Too small for lizards.
You'd be surprised. There's also purvine in the seed bank.
Nobody's making creeper in Andromeda.
You'd be surprised.
Okej, tak. Nie powiem, żebym był zadowolony z tego, co tutaj dostaliśmy. Co tam, Lian?
Pathfinder, no time for our beer yet. This place is a mess. Security is, let's call it strained.
I can believe it. The Nexus is running on empty.
Not just that. A lot of the exiles were security. Everyone was trained and armed for Frontier. We know Ket are dangerous, and now we have to worry about our people too. No idea where they went, but they left mad.
O kurka. Nie spisujmy ich na
They
straty.
were frustrated. If they just wanted to kill, they could have fought to the last here.
Apparently we're the big hope for everyone. Not the Hyperion showing. Just us. I'm with you. It's just... a lot.
No.
This wasn't in the job description. We have to find a world, then save it.
Glad it's not just me feeling it. But it's not just you either. We're a team, right?
Pewnie.
It's what they need us to be.
No, zobaczymy, co nas tu czeka dalej. Ty jesteś Meriette. Teraz Kandros. Zaraz o misję grup uderzeniowych. Co to jest?
This console reports on the militia's current strike team missions, Pathfinder. Please speak with Tyrann Kandros for authorization to participate.
Okej. No, to jeszcze porozmawiamy po kolei.
Just wrong. It's not right. It's not fair.
What's wrong?
Oh my, you're... So it's true. A Pathfinder has found us. There's hope at last. Maybe you could help. You're impartial. This whole thing has gotten so political. My husband, he's locked up and slated for exile for a crime he didn't commit.
What exactly was he convicted of?
They don't exile you for petty theft. Well, maybe this bunch would. They say it's murder. They're calling him the first murderer in Andromeda, but the dead man was his friend. He wouldn't have... There are witnesses and evidence, but it's all circumstantial. At worst, it was an accident. His name is Nilken Rensis. He could give you the details if you were willing to speak with him. Please.
Standardowe problemy na świecie
I'd
nowym.
be happy to.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure the jailer will allow you a visit. Please, tell Nilken I love him.
Okej.
That's the console for our strike teams.
What are they?
Assault and extraction squads. When we need the best, I have Apex, combat experts who've signed up to defend us. Since you have a front row view of the cluster, I can give you authority to dispatch them.
What situations should they handle?
Protecting civilian outposts, holding key positions, or just distracting the Ket. Authorization complete. Good luck out there.
Jaki, czekajcie, placówek. Co? Przecież mówili przed chwilą, że nigdzie nic nie zakładali. Co to jest? Chroń placówkę. Chroń tajnego informatora. Odkryj planety nieprzyjaciela. Odzyskaj artefakt. Sprawdź reakcję nieprzyjaciela. Zbadaj nieznane. Zdobądź dane ze skrytki. A, tu ma coś napisane. Grupy uderzeniowe. Grupy uderzeniowe mogą być wysłane na misję w celu wspierania działań inicjatywy Andromeda. Jeśli im się uda, otrzymają punkty doświadczenia, a Rider nagrodę. Klęska to niewielka ilość punktów doświadczenia i brak nagród. A raczej jest to oczywiste. Apex to najlepsza jednostka uderzeniowa w gromadzie. Powierza się jej najważniejsze misje. Wybierz misję i naciśnij spację, żeby wysłać grupę Apex. Postęp zostanie automatycznie zapisany przed wyłączeniem trybu online, w którym grasz jako członek grupy Apex. Rozgrywka misji Apex w trybie online za znajomymi lub w... Grupa publiczna z matchmakingiem, żeby zdobyć nagrody, bla bla bla. Okej, wybierz. Te misje mogą zostać wykonane przez Twoją grupę uderzeniową. Wybierz misję za pomocą spacji, żeby wysłać grupę. Sprawdzaj codziennie nowość misji. Ona się z opisem misji, limitem czasowym na jej zaakceptowanie, nagra. Okej, 16 godzin na wygaśnięcie, poruszenie, misja nocna, cechy misje, 5 środków, nagrody 5 środków misji. Ikonka przedstawia poziom trudności misji. Okej. Żółte to pewnie dużo. Wygasa za 4 godziny. No 10 środków misji. Odzyskaj artefakt. A, wymagany czas. To jest jeszcze, że to trwa jakiś czas, tak? 51 minut. Na tą misję bym wysłał takie. To jest chyba najniższe. Wybierzmy. Okej, zdobądź hotel, poziom pierwszy. Szanse powodzenia 70%. Dobra, jakbyśmy tutaj gdzieś indziej zobaczyli. 25%, no to tak dość niskowo. 70% tutaj, żądza krwi. Okej, ale to musimy na tą wysłać. Najszybsza misja. Niech zaczną. Okej, wyjdźmy sobie. Misja wysłana. Mam wrażenie, że coś tu z jaskrawością jest nie tak w tej grze. Gra, ustawienia, obraz. No, jest przesunięte za bardzo. Ogólna jakość auto. Może kiedyś to sprawdzę sobie. No i znacznie lepiej. Wreszcie to jakoś normalnie wygląda. No zobaczmy, czy tutaj coś jest. Drzwi się otwierają. Mogę tu wejść? Nie mogę. Okej, lećmy. Zdaje mi się, że wszystko mniej więcej sobie tutaj przypatrzyłem, nie? Okej, to wydaje mi się, że teraz do tego dyrektorka byśmy musieli się udać. Nie widziałem nigdzie nic więcej. Tutaj mamy tu naszą główną bazę. Okej. Też uczę tego przy okazji.
This is the planet where we landed. Habitat 7. It wasn't even close to livable.
That's been true of every world we found. Ryder, we were discussing your next expedition.
A teraz mi ufasz, tak?
Good. I was starting to wonder who was in charge around here.
Director Addison is entitled to her opinion, and mine overrules hers.
Does she know that?
I oversee the entire initiative, and I have decided to give you a chance to prove yourself. To that end, the Scourge dealt us a serious blow. Whatever it is, our scientists theorize it's not natural.
An artificial energy cloud?
It wasn't here when we left the Milky Way, yet it rendered all the golden worlds unlivable. Then there's the aliens you ran into, the Ket. They're obsessed with alien structures we found scattered around the cluster. They'll do anything to prevent others from accessing them. It seems murder isn't exclusive to the Milky Way. And now the challenge is to settle a world in spite of all that. This one here. Eos.
How?
You need to increase the viability of the planet so we can establish an outpost. Then we can bring more colonists out of stasis. The more colonists we have, the more resources we can gather to support the Nexus. Everything depends on it. There are 6 worlds we hope to settle.
Okay, but you said every planet you found is unlivable. So, how do I...
A good Pathfinder would relish the challenge of solving it.
Right. I think I should go check on things.
And if I fail, I guess it's no sweat off your back, right? You'll just look for another Pathfinder?
Placing bets on people is part of my job. Some of them pay off. Others...
Just point me to my ship and I'll be out of here.
They're prepping it now in the docking bay. The coordinates for Eos will be in the computer. And when you have a moment, we should discuss the missing arcs.
I was wondering about that. Ah!
Something wrong?
Ryder, please see me and Sam node on the Hyperion. Your implant needs attention, and we need to discuss a confidential matter.
No, I'm fine.
Coś mi ten dyrektor tutaj śmierdzi. Ale to salariani, oni zawsze
Ryder,
śmierdzą.
you have my condolences for your father.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know him very well, although I understand he played a key role in planning the initiative. I'm sure he'd be concerned that we still have several arcs missing.
Any idea where they went?
Nothing certain, but tens of thousands of colonists are unaccounted for. It paints the initiative in an unflattering light. Did you have some other business?
Kogo to obchodzi, że stało to w niekorzystnym świetle? No przecież wszyscy, którzy nawet by pamiętali o tym, zginęli przynajmniej ze 500 lat wcześniej. No może Asari jeszcze żyją, ale oni tam są długowieczni.
What do I need to consider in making a planet viable?
Assuming the planet supports life, an outpost is critical. People like a roof over their heads, and you'll want to eliminate any hostile threats. Whether that's the cat or other terrors lurking in Helios, colonists being murdered on sight can be discouraging. Also, scouting and mapping terrain is a priority for any Pathfinder. And don't forget forward stations. You'll want those.
What can you tell me about forward stations?
I was afraid you'd ask. It's mostly what the engineers tell me. A forward station allows mining, equipment repairs, and resupply for field teams. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But seeing as how every colonization effort has failed, it's just theory at the moment. You get to test it out, Ryder.
Any more information you can give me on the missing arcs?
No, and that is the distressing part. The Asari, Turian, and Solarian arcs are completely unaccounted for. If they had the same problems with the Scourge that we did, I fear the worst. Should you find any clues, please investigate. Without the other arcs, the promise of the Initiative can never be fulfilled.
Are there any other arcs we should expect?
We had hoped Quarians would be part of the first wave, but before departure in 2185, we got word they had technical problems with their ship. It seems they're also bringing along Drell, Hanar, and other species as well. Managing all of their biological needs caused complications. We won't see them for some time to come.
Czyli dostajemy ich w płatnym DLC.
As director of the Initiative, are you in charge around here or what?
If the others would allow me, they don't see me as the rightful successor.
So how does anything get done?
In theory, Kesh handles the Nexus's physical operations, Kandros runs the militia, and Addison manages colonial affairs. I oversee all of it. In practice, we argue, debate, and yell at each other until a decision is made. If we're lucky. It is maddening.
What's their problem with you?
I am not Gian Garson. Our founder was charismatic, eccentric, larger than life. Traits I cannot hope to mimic. She and her inner circle perished in the Scourge, some at the hands of the exiles, some never made it out of stasis. I was deputy assistant for revenue management. Then all 7 leaders above me died. I was next in line for the role.
Masakra. Inne pytania.
What more can you tell me about the Initiative?
It represents the greatest migration ever attempted. No one had ventured beyond the Milky Way before. We've all left home in search of freedom, fortune, perhaps a new beginning. We are the bravest souls each species has to offer. I hope the Nexus will serve as the seat of government for us all.
What do you know about the early days of the Initiative?
As most everyone knows, Gian Garson's vision made it happen. She was an entrepreneur on Earth, wealthy, young for a human. Garson had the idea for the Initiative in the early 2170s, I believe. Many thought leaving the Milky Way was impossible. But she persevered, and as with most great ideas, the doubters were wrong.
Why do you think most people came?
There are thousands of reasons, one for every colonist here. What does any pilgrim seek? Usually, happiness, finding the thing that eludes them, the thing to fulfill them. While we cannot promise they will find it, we can facilitate the search.
It looks like a melting pot around here.
The Nexus is home to several initiative species. Many came ahead of the Arcs. The hope is that this station will one day serve as the governing body in Andromeda. Though I'm not sure what they were thinking, lumping Krogan into the mix. As a Solarian, my kind tend to have a low opinion of them. Nothing I've seen here has changed that.
Jak oni o was.
Why don't you like the Krogan?
It's common knowledge that they are a violent, ignorant species. Long ago, they waged nuclear war on one another. Their planet was decimated. My people tried to uplift them, but the Krogan could never tame their worst instincts. What if they bring their tempers to Andromeda? We'll all be dead.
It sounds like the Nexus has had a rough time of it.
Publicly, I would say we're more than up for the challenge. Privately, I can tell you, it's been a disaster. Scourge killed hundreds, many of them our senior leadership. Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
We came across alien technology on Habitat 7. It seemed to affect the weather. Your people know anything about that?
There have been reports. Failed scouting missions have mentioned advanced structures of unknown design. Whatever they are, they defy explanation. But with our resources stretched so tight, no one has had a chance to study them. And what if the answer was bad for morale? Suppose these things turn people into food. All we know is the cat are interested in them. I'd rather not stir things up.
It sounds like the Nexus is...
A to już było.
Even the founder of the initiative,
Nie,
Gian
dobrze.
Garson, is dead.
Kendris mentioned something about hitting the Scourge. How did it play out?
Criminal elements took advantage of the emergency and preyed on people's fears. An uprising followed.
Jak oni się tu dostali
We
w
had
takim
no
razie?
choice but to turn to the Krogan to deal with them. They crushed the mutiny and the criminals were banished. Exiles, we called them. I doubt we've heard the last of them. They're led by an outlaw, Sloane Kelly. She used to be one of ours.
Who is this Sloane Kelly?
She was head of security on the Nexus. She opposed the uprising at first, but eventually turned traitor and
Teraz
joined
coś się
them.
musiało pewnie przekonać.
Misguided sympathy for the plight of the common citizen? Nonsense. They posed a direct threat to our existence.
There don't seem to be many Krogan around.
Good riddance. The Krogan demanded a greater say in political matters. The last place you want them involved. Their muscle, nothing more. Good for fighting and lifting heavy objects. When they didn't get what they wanted, they left.
Nie. Inne pytania. A tu jeszcze raz, przecież...
It sounds...
Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
How did Gene Garson die?
With the rest of the leadership. When the Nexus hit the Scourge, a large wing of stasis pods was destroyed. They were killed instantly. These people traveled 600 years and died before they even woke up. Gian Garson never glimpsed Helios. She never saw her vision realized.
That's all. Thanks for your time.
I'm happy to help. You will find our futures depend on each other's success. Good luck.
Coś mi tu śmierdzi. Te relacje są takie dość naiwne. I mam wrażenie, że tutaj ktoś ściemnia, że oni chyba ściemniają, mam takie wrażenie. Zobaczymy. Ale tam możemy chyba komuś pomóc. Albo i nie. Nie wiem, zaraz zobaczymy to.